Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, NASCAR Daytona recap. If you listen to XM Satellite Radio Channel 90, NASCAR channel, on Mondays, Mike and Pete in the morning on TMD do a Black Flags and Checker Flags. On Track with Daniel Trotta and Larry Mack, they do Hots and Knots. And then Mr. Moody on Speedway does the topic of the day. Basically, what do you think of the race kind of deal. And then on Tuesdays, TMD, Mike and Pete will do the Tuesday takeaways. So what I'm going to do is kind of wrap all that into my opinion. Here's a recap. And so it's going to include checker flags, black flags from each race. And then my overall recap of the weekend and everything and different things that happened during the weekend. First off, the weekend began on Wednesday. We had pole qualifying for the 23 Daytona 500. No practice before qualifying. We just qualified. And there's been a lot of talk of people having problems with that. Personally, I didn't. We had one team that had a problem that would have been figured out in practice. Chandler Smith and the Colleague Racing boys and girls. But things happen, They had a chance to race their way in and they didn't. The Connor Daly issue, the oil line exploding. Shit like that doesn't happen. But, it's fine. It is what it is. We had Alex Bowman, Cal Larson on the pole, on the front row, and Jimmy Johnson and Travis Pastrana qualified their way in on speed. And then in the duels, we had Zane Smith and Connor Daly make the race. In Duel 1, we did have that tire issue on pit road with Ty Dillon in 77. The wheel tire came off in pit road. It was under green, so we could pass through. So that's the only instance over the weekend that we had of the new rule on how it took effect. Duel 2, we had Justin Haley's passenger side window blowout. How does that happen? That was the wildest thing ever. We had Daniel Suarez getting a little rough with Kyle Busch and bumping him, wrecking Kyle and taking Austin Hill out and Beer Motorsports people out of the 500. Logano, Bell, and Blaney 1, 2, and 3 on Duel 1. Eric Almirola, Austin Cindric, and Chase Elliott was 1, 2, 3 on Duel 2. On Friday night, we had the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Race. We had Stage 1. We had a huge big save there by Ty Majeski. He had that truck straight sideways and saved it at 98. Chris Eckes went on to win Stage 1. Stage 2, we had the same kind of deal with Tyler Ankrum. He actually recovered enough to win Stage 2. Top 3 in the race were Zane Smith, Tanner Gray, Kristen Eckes. For the truck race, my green flag goes to Travis Pastrana, finishing 13th. And my black flag goes to the rain shortened. I know NASCAR couldn't have done anything, but maybe start these races earlier in Daytona, because we know at night races at Daytona, it tends to rain. Xfinity-wise, Stage 1, we had Austin Hill win it after coming from the rear, winning the pole for the number 21 Bennett Transportation Chevrolet out of RCR. Fastest Xfinity car there was. Fastest Xfinity 10G. Then they have a radio issue, and they don't get it fixed until the lap before they go green, so they got to start at the rear. He spends the entire first stage working his way up front and gets up to the lead and wins the stage. How do you do that? Justin Allgaier won Stage 2. That finished though. Truck race ended under yellow because it was under the red flag because of the rain. The Xfinity race, reckon after after the yellow flag comes out, the white flag comes out. We do not need green white checkers at speedways. I'm sorry, we don't. If it gets to the races under yellow, it ends under yellow, be done. Problem with these green white checkers on the speedway, we are just crashing shit to crash shit. Austin Hill, Justin Allgaier, John Hunter didn't even check. Inches. John Hunter was below the yellow line. They didn't bring that up. He didn't advance his position, so he finished second, I think, or third. But it was like crash, yellow flag, who won? Took them a while to figure that out too, as well. But we've had Austin Hill won, and if you follow the picks on the Xfinity pick, Austin Hill on the Truck Series pick, Zane Smith. So 2 for 2 in the first 2 races. All right, the Daytona 500. Oh boy, the longest green flag run to start the 500 in 15 years. We ran tire stage 1 caution free. First pit stops came around between lap 38 and 41. Green flag pit stops. Coming in, Riley Herbst spun the 15 Sunny D car. He spun in enough where he went into the grass, into the pit road, so they called caution. He did get a pit road penalty for that, for missing the line. Which, come on, really? There was a ton of pit road penalties. Riley Herbst for the line violation. Travis Pastrana driving through too many pit stalls. Kyle Busch too fast. Ross Chastain too fast. Christopher Bell running over equipment. Noah Gragson uncontrolled tire. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. too fast. Jimmy Johnson too fast. B.J. McLeod too fast. That was just wild. All those pit road penalties. No wheels came off, no fires. Those are both good. That white flag lap, the initial white flag lap, when the yellow flag flew, and you got Busch triggers the radio. You know, this was 1998. We would just won the Daytona 500. Still wanted it under caution. Like, that was kind of cool. But we had those two green white checkers again. We don't need these on speedways. We just junk cars is all we do with these. From this point forward, not just because I'm a Kyle Busch fan. I don't think we need this. Just like people didn't want stage racing stages at road courses, I don't want green white checkers on speedways because we just wad up cars. But Stenhouse Jr., Joey Logano, Christopher Bell, Chris Buescher, Alex Bowman, your top 5. Congratulations to JTG and Brad Doherty for that victory. Unbelievable for a team like that, single car team, goes out there. I mean, they got enough sponsors for like 50 cars, but that's cool. All their partners and stuff, that's really cool for them. Now, I know there's some people I saw on social media complained about there wasn't any post-race coverage. There was like 15 minutes of it. I watched some of the interviews. Here's the thing. Last year, Daytona 500, 3 hours and 31 minutes. This year's 3 hours and 38 minutes. When these TV times allow only a certain amount of time for the race, it has to fit in a nice little box. If it goes outside that box, they have to get to their next scheduled programming. Xfinity race, 2 hours and 21 minutes this year. Last year, 2 hours and 11 minutes. For all the people out there that think we need to see a million interviews like we used to back in the day, here's a way to solve that. Let's go full streaming. Either a NASCAR channel you have to subscribe to, or existing streaming like Peacock. So you have unlimited time. So if this race starts at 1 o'clock, you can start a pre-show at 11 o'clock. You can run that bad boy until 6, and you can have a 3-hour post-race show. But you're going to pay for it. You're going to have to pay for Peacock. You're going to have to pay for a streaming service in order for that to happen. On cable TV, there's only a limited box. When we get the new contract in 2025 for the new TV deal, it's going to involve streaming. I think it should involve streaming. I think either should be full streaming or pre-race and post-race shows should be streaming. So the race is on, say, Fox, and the race time is 2 to 6. If it goes to 6:30, they keep the flag on there, but then all the interviews are on Peacock. That way, you have the combination of both of them. My checker flag for the Cup race goes to Riley Herbst, top 10 in the Rick Ware, number 15. My black flag goes all these pit road penalties. I mean, guys, button it up a little bit. I mean, the lane violation by Riley Herbst, that's understandable because he spun it. But all these speeding penalties, Travis Pastrana, he should have been told he could only go through 3 pit boxes. For Christopher Bell to run over equipment, for a tire to get away for Noah Gragson, come on, guys, button this stuff up. I know it's race 1, but come on. Now, if you look at this next-gen car, we've had 37-point races. We've had, of those 37-point races, 20 different winners. If you include the Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum, the duels, and the All-Star race, that is 44 races total. We've had 24 different winners in the next gen era. Now, I've seen some people say this on air, and I heard this actually talked about. Ricky Stenhouse qualified for the playoffs. Not so fast. Not so fast, folks. Not so fast. Playoffs is the top 16 winners in points. So everybody who wins a race, they take the top 16 in the points. So Ricky Stenhouse Jr., yes, he's got to win. As of right now, he's provisionally in the playoffs. But if we have 17 different regular season winners, and he is 17th among those regular season winners in points, he's not in the playoffs. This is the year. If it's going to happen in the year, it's going to happen this year. I think we're going to do that. My dream. This is my fantasy. I want this to happen so bad. I want there to be 16 regular season winners. A regular season champion who does not win a race. And now I want Ricky Stenhouse to be 16th among all those. So your Daytona 500 winner does not make the playoffs. But a driver who does not win a race because he had all the most points in the regular season makes the playoffs. Yeah, I like to start stuff. I said this on Dave's show on Speedway, and he said I'm something starter. Fun times. As always, thanks for watching our sports show. So, plan is to have previews of each and every NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR Xfinity Series, Craftsman Truck Series race. Do recaps of each weekend. Do some, if there's a big topic going on, like there's penalties or whatever, kind of talk about that. Any news of the week. And if there's no news, we're going to do a champion profile or a driver profile of a driver who's retired. And then next off season, we'll have the countdown again, and then we'll also finish up any champion profile. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day, Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.